Greeting interwebs, this is Jackie K, and with me, Ibra.
I'm Green47.
And welcome back to Pokemon Colosseum.
Yeah, this is a fantastic game.
Last time we made some progress in the left side lab. Now that we have the keys to go through here, we're going to continue on this way. But first, before we really get started, Green, I wanted to ask you, I guess, first of all, what's your experiences with Pokemon? And secondly, what do you normally do on your channel?
Experiences with Pokemon, I've played up through Gen 4, including Colosseum, Stadium, and I think there was another GameCube game that I'm blanking on. I've played all of those, loved them as a kid, don't play them as much anymore, but I used to love those. As for my channel, I do a pretty big variety of things. Right now I'm kind of on a kick of doing games from my childhood, so I've got Emperor's New Groove on there, starting up Fairly Odd Parents soon, and I have Sonic 06 going.
Oh yeah, and that's all going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it'll be pretty good.
Going on for the Lair, notice like Shadow Pokemon are going to be a thing eventually, and I know that I remember this place not being as bad as some other people think of it, and I surprisingly don't get as lost as I thought. I do have like one or two things that happen, but I don't know if we're really going to run across them in this particular episode.
Yeah, I never really had any trouble with this section either, though I have heard a lot of people complain about it.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, I think I remember it being a little worse in Pokemon XD, but I don't remember it being much more labyrinth.
XD I did get lost a lot in.
Yeah, I guess this place does seem a bit mazy compared to like the previous quote-unquote dungeons that were pretty much just a straight line. Minus Pyrite Cave. I got more lost in Pyrite Cave than I
Pyrite
believe
Cave
I did
was
here.
Really tricky.
Yeah. And in between there was just like going in a straight line, not literally, with Mount Battle, and before that, pretty much walking down a staircase.
Yeah, a lot of this game was pretty linear, which I appreciated because I'm not good at exploring things in RPGs.
I mean, I like a little bit of exploration, but it's better when it's combined with puzzles, and Pokemon games don't tend to be the greatest with implementing puzzles into their dungeon design. Like, they rely a lot on things like HM moves, while Golden Sun, just because that's the first RPG that comes to mind, you use a lot of your moves and abilities, and they're literally integrated into your exploration.
Yeah, Golden Sun was just a great game all around, though.
Yeah.
I much prefer the puzzles in games to exploration, personally.
Going around here, I believe, is a bit important, because we're gonna get the first DNA sample. For some reason I thought there was 4 at first, but there is only 3. So that might... Thankfully that doesn't really stump me up too much, I just figured it's something to make conversation out of. And it looks like they've already taken away all the Shadow Pokemon, so no free gift from the construction guy.
That's unfortunate.
I don't think you'll ever fight a construction guy in all of Colosseum, even though there's times that they're obviously affiliated with the villains of the game.
Yeah, they're clearly bad guys, but you never really fight them.
Unlike this lady.
Yeah. I love their costumes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not real exuberant, but
I always thought the costume designs in Colosseum and XD were really cool.
I suppose there's a thing in simplicity. It's not like over-exaggerant to the point like you find it obnoxious.
Yeah, they don't get ridiculous. They keep their villainous thing.
And they actually managed to make it unique despite that.
Yeah, right? There's always something to be said when you can turn a simple concept into something really unique and interesting.
Well, at least unique compared to other Pokemon villains, because, like...
Team Rocket's costumes aren't super great.
They're alright. I mean, it's just because they were the first.
Yeah.
I just meant, like, every generation, I believe, like, manages to separate itself from the others in the villain design. At least the minion costumes.
Yeah, definitely.
Only thing that comes to mind is, like, Platinum kind of seems similar to generic villains. I mean, Team Magma and Aqua are just a color palette change from each other, but it's the same generation, so I would let that slide.
Yeah, Magma and Aqua were basically the same team, though.
Yeah. Well, before I forget, Fortress. I mean, Fortress, really, like, a big thing about Colosseum is that it introduced me to a lot of Pokemon that I would normally never use. Fortress really being one of them, even though it's been around like Gen 2. I never took interest in it as a kid as Pinecone, but for some reason when I saw Fortress in this game, it was always on my team.
Fortress was always one of my favorites back in Gen 2 because it had a really interesting type combination.
Yeah, Bug Steel is pretty good and really makes itself pretty defensive. Bit of a shame that I can't use it this playthrough, but I'm already using a Pokemon that I feel has a bigger significance to me, and it's all thanks to Colosseum.
Which one is that?
Well, you'll see when it gets snakes. I mean, it's not till the later parts of the dungeon.
Alright.
Nope. With this Colosseum playthrough, I really tried to make like a diversity between trying out new Pokemon I never would use in this game and trying to include a couple classics from previous playthroughs. Although I think, go ahead.
One thing I did love about Colosseum and XD is that they do force you to use Pokemon that aren't exactly the most popular of Pokemon.
Yeah.
So it really does introduce you to a lot of ones that you never would have noticed on your playthroughs of Gold and Silver or Ruby and Sapphire.
I don't think I could have said that better myself. Hopefully you'll get in this ball.
There you go, you got him.
Yeah, for some reason I thought it would take a bit rare of a ball, but then again, a lot of my teams they make for Pokemon playthroughs don't usually include a Pokemon that's specifically there to make catching easier.
The catching in the Colosseum games were, it was always pretty easy. I remember when I was a kid I caught Entei in a Pokeball.
Then again, you can catch any legendary in a Pokeball if you're persistent enough.
That's true.
I don't know why I didn't like... Oh, I remember now. I was wondering why I didn't have those black glasses on him, but I guess I'm just like trying to make use of this experience share because I'm actually pretty under level in this place, and it's gonna become pretty apparent that it's fairly under level. Try to take as much experience away from the Shadow Pokemon that's not even gonna gain it as possible.
That makes sense. I forgot Shadow Pokemon can't level up, can they?
Nope, I mean, like, the thing is, most people think that they gain experience, and that's only, like, half true. They'll gain experience, but only after 2 bars of purification, I believe, and the experience they gain after that will be stored until they're purified. But I'm pretty sure anything before then doesn't count, like, it gets ignored completely. Oh, this fight. Yeah, I left this one in, and you can actually hear it sped up because it's slightly slower than usual. Cause this fight got fairly interesting. It got really close to say the least.
This fight also has one of my favorite Pokemon ever in it, Ariados.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Spinarak. I actually like Spinarak more than Ariados, but if I didn't have a full team, Ariados would probably have a place on it.
I love Ariados because he's got an extremely diverse moveset. Right? He learns a lot of great moves, eventually learning Psychic at level 60, I believe.
I mean, I would have to double check that. I don't remember his moveset being as diverse, but then again, the older the generation, the less moves the Pokemon knows.
Yeah. I mean, it was diverse for Gold and Silver standards, at least. Nowadays, it doesn't hold up.
Yeah, the thing that sucks about Colosseum, even compared to XD, is the fact that you can't relearn moves, and the Pokemon usually start off at so high of levels that you're pretty much relying on the moves that they give you.
Yeah, definitely.
They do make up for that by giving you some pretty awesome moves. Either like egg moves, that a combination between TMs, egg moves, and I believe a couple moves that they normally couldn't learn altogether. Like a lot of Pokemon in this game, learn Helping Hand, at least when they're purified.
Yeah, and that really benefits in this game because all battles are double.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess getting this guy down low enough health is gonna be a bit of an issue, and I wasn't paying enough attention to fight to know why since it was a little out. I guess I'm assuming that's my best option. That, or I was thinking I would take out the Grovyle before I could really do any damage.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it looks like you forgot about that Grovyle.
Oh, that sucks. Like, it's awful when you, like, barely survive a hit, but then get poisoned.
Yeah, you know
So
you're not gonna live.
Yeah, you don't even get the chance to heal yourself. Yeah, I can kind of see where this is going. Like, I have 3 Pokemon left, and he has 2 Pokemon left. And for some reason, the Pokemon I have left aren't quite holding up as well as the Pokemon he has.
Well, you are pretty underleveled for this portion of the game, as you said.
Yeah. And that was the thing that screws this whole entire fight over. I was gonna put it to sleep and like make it easier to snag, but that Insomnia, I forgot it has that as an ability. I could have sworn that it had one of 2.
It's a fantastic ability. I love Insomnia.
I mean, like, it's really gonna screw me over in this fight. I guess I have a couple revives, but even my item inventory isn't that great. For some reason, I always find myself short on money in this playthrough.
They don't give you nearly as many, or as much money in Colosseum as they do in the traditional Pokemon games.
Well, that would explain it. And the fact that I don't really do the Colosseum battles, like, I guess in the past, the reason I never had issues was I could always just go back to the Colosseum challenges and get some funds, but I kind of been doing that at a very minimum, like showing I did Paniac Stadium once. I never went back to Pyrite.
Oh, you never did go back to Pyrite?
Well, to take on the Colosseum challenge there, yeah.
Yeah, then yeah, you'd be missing out on a lot of money.
I was kind of hoping that Mount Bad would give me the experience I need, but I only like took on the first area. I forgot of how low they start you off in Mount Battle.
Yep.
It's coming down to the wire.
This is a close battle.
Perfect. It just needs to get snagged. And I need to just survive this one hit. No.
Oh.
And you know what sucks? And you know I don't realize until I save?
What?
You don't unlike other Pokemon games, if you lose a fight, I never get the chance to refight that guy. At least where he appeared.
That's right.
I never thought about that until now. Like, it just happened. When I happened to go back to that area and I was like, huh, that guy's not jumping down from the ceiling, and it's like, oh shoot.
I forgot about that feature.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a fight that you rematch them if you lose, but apparently not that. Anyways, I think that's actually the end of the video.
It is. Just about.
Yep. So this has been Jackie K.
And Green 47.
And I guess we'll see you next time when, in recording, I realize this horrible mistake.
Bye.